favorite host, AybrielBTV, and welcome to season 2 of Down and Dirty. Now today we're going to talk about relationships, being whole in your singleness, and the pressure society puts on men and women. But before we get started, of course you want to know who this amazing cast is. I'll let them introduce themselves.
I'm Serrato.
I'm Ari.
I'm Amber.
I'm Jay.
All right, well, welcome guys. Listen up.
Yes, thanks for having us.
No problem. All right, let's get started. How important is it for you guys to be whole before you start dating someone or pursuing someone?
I think it's extremely important. For me, I spent the bulk of my early 20s in relationships.
Okay.
And as I got older, in my mid-20s, I realized that I never spent time by myself. And I didn't really know who I was because I was transitioning from being an adolescent to a young adult, learning how to be an adult, and really surviving. So these partners that I had love for them, but when I thought about it, I really wasn't in love. And I didn't know what I needed to feel like that or what I was lacking from myself. And so I've been single for like going on 5 years now, like single.
Wow.
And it's been a really transformative time for me because like I'm just astonished at who I've become, and I realized that I could never have like the thriving relationship that I really want and see myself with if I didn't spend time by myself, because now like the attachment is not really there. Like I want a partner and I can see myself thriving with a partner, but as far as like
you
being
need one.
needy, like,
right.
I can live my life being single forever. Like I'm good. And I think once you reach that plateau, it's like you're not pressed. And so the right situation, it'll come. Like my career is gonna be great with or without. My pockets are gonna be great with or without. And I'm not lonely. Like if I want to go on a date, I can go on a date. But when it comes to like settling down and finding that other, I'm not gonna say other half, but that puzzle that fits to what you have going on, and not trying to fit into what somebody else has going on.
That's
huge.
Absolutely. Yeah, Ari, we are definitely on the same page because I haven't been I'm just now in the dating world because it took me 7.5 years to really, figure it out.
Time, right?
Because I don't know, like I'm learning, I don't know, the time for yourself, you learn so much about yourself. So you create that boundaries, and once you start meeting someone, you know if they're for you or not. So your discernment kind of heightens.
Okay, discernment. Okay.
That's what happened with me. So I'm like, I'm good. Like you said, I'm cool with being single because I'm building myself, building my career, and just going after everything I said I wanted to do since I was a little girl. So that fills me up and makes me whole regardless. And when that puzzle piece comes,
look, it's over.
Yes, absolutely. So go back to your question. I feel like it's extremely important to know yourself before you get in another relationship, because then you can know how to love your partner as well.
What y'all think? Man, what y'all think?
Yeah, I think it's really important to know your own happiness and how to get to that point and bring that into a relationship. If you don't love yourself, like it's very interesting to hear the ladies say they're focused on being single now versus finding someone to pair with. We've grown up, I'm 34, so I grew up in a generation where the goal was to get a good job and get married and live the American dream. So now people are realizing, and I've realized over the time, that it's important that you find your own happiness and not rely on your partner, because that's a big weight to put on them in a relationship already. So I think it's just...
And people always let you down.
Yeah. People let
especially when
down.
your expectations are too high.
That part.
And so should women and men be financially stable before they start dating? What do you guys think?
I feel like to each his own, because it's different situation for different people. But for me, yes.
Yes. Okay. So
I would want to be financially stable before I meet my partner, because I wouldn't, I want to do for him as well as him doing for me. So I want to make sure it's like a
mutual thing.
Yeah, I got you, just so I know you got me.
It's a coin flip.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like it just depends on the relationship and like you and your partner, because
that's what I was gonna
especially for the man, because we're considered like we're the provider. So women typically, we don't come to women for financial stability. Like we're already
some of us.
Talk about it.
Most men will take the beautiful girl working at McDonald's at the cashier. You know what I'm saying, making $8 an hour, and we can help build her financially if we're stable. So I feel like it's more important for the man than the woman.
Yes,
absolutely.
I agree with that.
I feel like as long as your stuff don't interfere with my stuff, like, everybody has a different definition of what financially stable even looks like.
Okay.
To some people, it means being able to fly me out. For other people, it means just paying your bills on time. So, like, true. I pay my bills by myself. Like, I don't have no handouts. I've never had no handouts. So I'm not never looking to a man to have that requirement. But if I was in a pickle, then I need to know that, like, can I get $20 from you if I needed $20? Like, not to even say that I would ever ask, but just that security of knowing, like, he might not be a rich man, but he's responsible. To me, it's all about reliability and responsibility. Like, that's it.
But like Jay said, so, you know, even society nowadays, women want to be taken out on dates, things like that. So you would have to be financially stable, because if not, what we doing? Netflix and chilling? Like,
no,
absolutely not. So it's free stuff. Okay, so give the people some free ideas. What is a free idea?
I'm also picnic in the park, you know. That's cute.
Okay.
That's cute.
We can go to the library.
But is that going to get old, though? So eventually?
Over time.
Yes, over time.
Because I love experiences.
Exactly.
Like, I love life. I'm adventurous. I'm spontaneous. So,
I think
picnic in a park.
Museum has every third Tuesday of the month. It's free.
Okay.
Well, okay. You can y'all supporters.
I know.
If a guy takes you on the third Tuesday in the month, just know he didn't spend any money to take you.
That's cool, though.
Majority of women nowadays, like, it's very expensive to date women nowadays. Like, y'all are getting more expensive to date these days.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk about that.
I mean, like she said, most women, like, they want that lifestyle. Like she said, y'all want to get flown out. Y'all, like, picnic in the park, that's kind of old school. Like, that's not...
You need a whole charcuterie.
I mean, you can mix it up, though.
I mean, but the question here is, are you dating people that are in your tax bracket for you to date, though? Like, I think that men have this standard based off of what is hot or whatever, and you have these Instagram models and influencers that live this lavish life, but that's not the reality of everyday people. So you have to date within your means too, because, like, for me, like, I'm a vegan, so I don't really want to go out to eat unless we're going somewhere that I want to go. Like, so going out to eat is like, I get asked to go out to eat all the time. I don't want to go. Nobody never says, like, oh, let's go to the park, or let's go to the library, let's go to listen to live music or whatever. It's like, guys are very singular minded of what women want, and I don't think that today's men really know
what's
fair. Okay,
Can I ask you a question? Okay, I'm saying it's past dating. It's about, okay, like, most of the women I've been with, they're high maintenance. The lashes, the nails cost, hair $300.
But did you know that when you met them? That they have this lavish lifestyle?
I could tell I could tell just off of how she presented herself. I look at her I'm real detail oriented, so I look at a woman's purse.
Right.
Exactly. So that's majority of women. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's what you choose.
Yes.
So you saying if y'all if y'all dating a guy, y'all wouldn't expect for him to somewhat be able to give you that, how can I explain?
That lifestyle.
I'm not gonna say provide for you out the gate, but just
I think that's weird. Like, to just meet somebody today and next week I'm expecting them to provide for me. Like, I don't think like that. Like, that's weird.
I think what he's saying is, so my thing is, if you already
post sex,
well, that's different too, because, like, we not going into the gate having sex. If you meet me and start talking sexually, I'm not talking to you no more, because you see me as just a piece of whatever, and I'm a person. I'm a spirit. Like, we not about, like, you're not about to have my most prized possession because you took me to dinner.
I mean, I think that if you're dating someone that if you see that that's their lifestyle, it's either can you keep up or keep it moving. So it's like, if you know that she has Chanel bags and all that, so it's like, why would you pursue someone if you know she wants Chanel bags and you got a McDonald's budget? You don't need to be dating her. You need to be dating somebody that's working.
That's my point. That's majority of women.
I don't think it's majority.
I'll say 90. I'll say 80. Let me go into reality and get off Instagram. I'll say in reality, I'll say 60% of women.
Where are you meeting these women?
But I can see that, though. A lot of women, even women that I know, like, you know, they're high maintenance and they want what they want. So I get it, but that's still the women that you're going after, though.
Yeah.
Because there are some women that natural hair, no nails, and it's like they just want quality time. Like, I mean, take me on a trip every blue moon. Like, that's the basics, I think. I mean,
a trip is nice.
To do with what you attract and what you're attracted to. Cause
yes.
I like nerds, so I'm gonna find the person with glasses and reading a book more attractive than the person who walks in and has herself completely put together. Because we can work on that. Right. But to go in, like they say, to say that. I think it's unrealistic to have a McDonald's budget, but if she wants a Chanel bag, it's out of your lane. I think that if you meet someone that can like push you, so
now you want to about a Chanel bag.
If you push a man, and let him know what your tastes are, maybe he will. I mean, most men will strive to get the woman what they feel like the woman deserves, and if she deserves Chanel, then he'll strive to get it. He'll put his whole check towards it, I think. I mean, I would, but, I mean, there's a difference between men and, like...
little boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, little boys.
That's all they are.
I think he's right, though. Like, a majority of women, when you meet them, like, just recently, it was a very confusing situation. You get asked to plan a date, and then you plan the date, and it's like, nope, not that. Okay? Nope, not that. Okay?
Okay, wait, you just said me playing it. Hold on.
And so then as a man...
I'm grateful, right?
But everything that you say as a man is a strike. And a woman will lead you to what she wants you to eventually say. If she likes hookah, hey, take me to a hookah lounge. If she likes drinks, take me to a bar. It's a guessing game. You want us to read your minds. And then a majority do want, like after a certain period, especially after sex, they do want you to step your game up. In whatever area they feel like you need to.
I mean, do y'all have these conversations before you have sex?
That's a good question. That's a really good question.
Sometimes.
Because, I mean, why you getting sex if you ain't planning the date? Like, that's the basics.
Yeah.
Like,
see, men look at dating completely different.
How do men view dating?
Please.
So, it's like being a lion
in
the jungle versus being in the zoo.
Not a jungle, no.
In the zoo, they're going to bring in the women or the lioness for you to mate with, right? They literally have typically one male that they keep. But in the jungle, it's like it's every lion for itself. And there's no cap on what you can do. We don't look at it as, well, I got this woman, and now this is the woman that's going to have my kids, and I'm going to marry her, and that's it. We look at it as, well, I just got this woman, and that was one carcass. Now it's on to the next one. If that doesn't start.
I know, like not a carcass.
If a relationship is over.
Well then.
Just that quick, huh?
I mean, I feel like women and men walk
Like what? Oh.
You get the analogy.
I understand what you're saying. I got you.
It's once you're done in that relationship, it's dead, right? Right.
Oh my God. Like, I mean, it's dead.
You know, like, forget the analogy.
Okay.
Forget the whole thing.
Wow.
All right, y'all.
I'm sorry, ladies.
No, you don't hurt my
feelings.
Yeah, just
take it all
analogy.
But that was a good analogy. I do think that men try sometimes, but sometimes we're like, okay. But like you said, maybe we can be more direct. This is what I want to do. This is, you plan a date in the park, but I really want to go to a hookah lounge.
Try it
and
out.
Give me some
homework.
Yeah.
Homework. Try it out.
I'm going to just say this because I don't agree. Because as a person that is direct and is very communicative, that is not my experience. I'm not saying that that's not your experience, but we cannot continue to have this majority of women, majority of men.
Right.
Because on the flip side, there are women that are doing the opposite that are still not getting the same results. So I think it goes back to the first question of how important is it to know yourself and be healed from whatever issues you got going on, because those are really people that have issues. Like, if you can't say what it is that you want, that's an issue that you need to fix, because why don't you know at 30 years old what you want? Mm-hmm. Why don't you know what you like to do for fun?
Why do you know what makes you happy?
What your budget is?
And then honestly, a lot of times when I express myself and what I want, because I'm really direct.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it comes off intimidating sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm just like, I mean...
But isn't that to a weak man, though?
Exactly.
I think so. It's
I would say, I mean, just in my opinion, but that doesn't necessarily necessitate that he's weak. He may want a woman that is, like, for me, I want a woman that's more direct, but I just don't meet him.
I think that it comes to what people are used to, and then people want different, but they're not willing to do different to get it. Because people want a boss woman, they want someone that's assertive and handle their business, but then when you get her, it's, oh, you needy, or you got too many restrictions and this and the third. Like, how did you think that I get to this point in life without having boundaries?
That's
like,
good.
you gotta do something.
Stop. And so this is going to be a two-part question. I'm gonna ask the ladies, and then I'm gonna ask you guys what you guys think after. So, ladies, do you feel that men are leading households? And if they are, what does leading look like to you?
Personally, I'm gonna say no, and
Okay.
I've never experienced a man leading a household. I'm not gonna say that it's not possible, but I have seen movies and television shows.
Here we go. That's what I'm saying.
And
Like,
other successful relationships and families, and I'm gonna say no. And I do think that it is an area that they can, but they gotta be willing to step up and put their pride to the side. Like, if women are more financially stable right now, and you want to step up and be a leader in your household, your pride should step aside and allow for your woman to help put you in a better position so that you can get there. If you're married and that's what you want to do. But if that's not what you want to do, then you need to separate from a relationship and get your shit together.
But what does leading look like to you, though?
Right. What is
For me, leading is being financially intelligent, emotionally intelligent, and mentally intelligent. And I think if that person can lead themselves, then I don't have to put pressure on them to even lead the relationship. So they're naturally going to be leading it.
Yes.
And I can function how I need to function, because if there's chaos or I feel like any disarray, I'm anxious, and then I'm like, well, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? But if you're taking care of stuff, I don't have nothing to say.
because you're checking off your boxes
Right.
too.
Okay.
And same with me, because I'm an entrepreneur. So it's like with me in a relationship, I would want the same financial literacy, like just the just knowing that you understand, finances emotionally, and like just because I do a lot. Like I focus on myself a lot mentally, spiritually, and all that. And I would want a man to teach me more, because I know a lot of myself. And because I'm an entrepreneur, I need a partnership. So I would want you to kind of lead me in that too. Like, I would want you to kind of know what's going on, then you can direct me in that way.
Okay. So when we think about leading, though, are y'all not what about the household? Is it him paying for the bills? Or go ahead. Yeah, Jake.
To piggyback on what they said, I really feel like both of y'all, like, number one thing y'all said was financial like y'all financially leading.
Right.
Literacy, not leading.
I feel like well, right.
Knowing the language of money.
But I think both go hand in hand, though. Both go hand in hand. If you don't have money,
So I know how money works.
I feel like a man leading a household, that's very traditional. That's a traditional quality in men. It goes back to, men have been provided, we've been leading, taking care of the household.
Right.
But women want that traditional quality in men, but are y'all able to be led? You know what I'm saying? Like,
talk about it.
Like, for sure. Like,
I can speak for me, yes.
Let's talk about it. Go ahead.
I feel like nowadays women look at men leading as simply financially providing. It's simple.
Okay.
So what's your definition of
leading
as a man?
How are you leading your woman?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I feel like I don't believe in gender roles, but I believe in we're both built. It depends on like, if I'm building with a woman, I want her to build with me. I don't want to be 70 and you 30%. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to.
But sometimes it is that. It's never going to be a 50-50 and a 90-10.
Because like you said,
it's never going to be like that,
girl at the
because
cash register at McDonald's, you good. But
what does leading look like as far as you making sure things are around the house, you making sure that everything, our mental is good? What does that look like to you?
I'm providing security.
Okay.
I'm giving her reassurance. I'm providing emotional security.
That's good.
As well, like physical security as well.
In the bedroom, right?
All of it.
Right, go ahead, right?
That go both ways. Right. You know what I'm saying? That go both ways.
Right.
Though. So, I just feel like you just taking care of your family, like emotionally, like just guiding your woman if she needs. I feel like every woman needs a little bit of guidance. So
that is true.
I agree.
For the right man will guide a woman, and just put her in a better position to win.
But I'm gonna say a man that can't guide himself can't guide me nowhere.
For sure.
That is true. Right. That is true. So how are you leading your woman? What do you think?
Well, I'll answer the question first. The first part, I don't think men are leading. I think it's whoever is most adaptable in certain scenarios. But leading to me, obviously financially, but teaching, supporting, uplifting, just being adaptable. Like I used to work at State Farm, and one of their required traits was to be adaptable because they always had changes. And in family, like especially when you're raising kids, I find that is probably one of the biggest. They say finances are one of the biggest things to break up relationships. I think it's differences on upbringing and how you raise your kids.
Right.
Because when you have this child and you're wanting to raise them, what a man does, even if it's financially stability that he's providing, that may not be something that you want your son to learn early. You know, that may not be something that is as important to a woman. So it really just depends. But I think supporting is probably the biggest thing that you can do to lead, because leaders don't, they don't worry about like the little things. They worry about the things that everybody else is forgetting. They worry about the emotional support.
I like the support.
The support.
Yeah.
I like that you touched on leading is just not financial, because it's not. If I ask you to do something around the house, that it's done before I even ask it, or making sure our finances are in order, just certain things. So I think that, but I do agree that both women and men have different roles. So let's say if he's better at one thing and you're good at finances, you guys should balance that. You handle the finances while, hey, you make sure everything's done. I don't have to say nothing. I walk around the house, I'm like, oh, he did that, he did that. So I think that it's a balance, but I do believe there are some men leading, but I do believe that it all comes from your upbringing, where you taught how to lead. Did you have a father? If you never had a father or someone that showed you what a man should do, how do you know? You just going off of social media. You going off of whatever you see, and that isn't the best way.
But
So
I also feel like there's nothing wrong with a woman like leading as well. Like, because if a woman, if she's better at finances than me, I have no problem listening to her if she's giving me great advice on how to manage my money.
right.
See, that's why I feel like it should be a balance. Like,
Right.
you should know your partner, and whoever, just like you were saying too, like the pride, put the pride aside. Like, who is better at what? Then let that person lead. Because I feel like, because I'm still an alpha woman, and I like to take control when I like to take control.
Hello.
So I don't want to be too submissive to the point where like my man is doing everything, because I like the feeling of also being involved and being hands on. Like it's like, to me, I like partnerships. So the balance with that, like, I support it all the way.
I need somebody to help me with my finances, because I have a habit of just spending and not checking my balance, and it's bad.
You got big money.
No, not
Right, like, that's what I'm saying.
I check that out every purchase. I be like, I got this.
Girl, what?
No, it's one of those things.
I feel you.
Right, like if you know you got some money in there.
I think that's a men thing, though. It's like y'all buy stuff, and I'm like, you only
I'll
got
look
$100
at
in
it
the
one time
account.
before I start shopping.
Right.
That ain't looking at it no more.
So I
I
used to be a
calculated in my
banker,
mind.
and for me, like, that's why it's important for me to have somebody, to be with somebody that's either financially literate or is teachable, because you can't just tell me anything, because this used to be my profession. And I think that a lot of men take real world experience as you think you know everything. And it's not that I think I know everything, I just know better than you in the situation.
Which is fine.
Which is okay,
Which is
right.
fine, right.
Which is okay. And I think that's where you have to let your partner be strong where they're strong. And
you take
and
the
you
back
should be
seat,
able to
right.
pull off your armor and be weak. Like, it's okay to be weaker than the person that is supporting you, vice versa. And that's what makes a strong relationship and
Absolutely.
partnership.
Taking
Right.
the pride out.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like women, like, as far as leading, they just want the man to just, and they just, like, piggyback or follow like a caboose. But I feel like,
Like,
some seriously, like, if you know you're great at this quality, step up and,
Right.
just don't be a...
I know,
There's
but
no better
sometimes
feeling than having
caboose,
your
I feel
girl
like.
right there with you, bossing up with you. Is really no better. Like, you can't replace it. Like
That's the best thing ever.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Like we both win.
Like, come on. Like, we're building empires now. So,
so much jealousy in
power
relationships
couple.
nowadays.
It's competition.
yeah, there's a lot of
I feel like
I
it's
think that's
competition.
scary though. Like I would never compete with my his win is my win.
Absolutely.
You know, like our win is like jealousy. Honestly, that's just not the right part of that. Scares me. Like why are you jealous of
What are we
somebody?
doing, right?
You're right. Why are you jealous of somebody that you love? Like if you win it, we both eating. Like you get a new job. Hey, it's a party for us. So it's like. I don't know, but if you notice that jealousy, I think that you should take a step back because it's like, is this person really for you? Because every time, then you're going to start tiptoeing around, should I share this win or should I share this new thing? Because, you know, it might make her, but it's like, you should feel comfortable. Yeah, that's no fun. Like, and then that's when you start, the creeping in starts happening because you just feel like you don't have that safe space. So how important is it for you guys to create that safe space for your partner to want to open up and be vulnerable with you?
I think that that's paramount in a relationship. If you don't create that safe space for your woman to come talk to you and open up, she's going to do it with somebody else other than just her girls. So if she's not crying on your shoulders, she's going to be doing the best man treatment and crying on your shoulders. So, like, you know...
Is that a fact?
Not necessarily. I think women check out emotionally first, and then once they check out emotionally, physically comes after that. It doesn't necessarily have to be that they check out and say, I'm going to go be with another man or something like that. I mean, I just think even having coffee with someone else that you may even be attracted to is dangerous in a relationship.
Start sparking those, like, ooh, you know.
It's what if. Like, what if I was single and I was able to just be out here? Who could I meet? When you do stuff like that and you're not fully committed in your relationship, I mean, karma is a bitch and it's going to come back and get you.
So wait. Is your girl allowed to have male friends?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Just be the same with them when I'm around that you are when I'm not around.
And my thing is, do you think that they should meet the male friends, correct?
Yeah, I think that vice versa. Like,
I mean, there's only two genders in this world.
My man he's not allowed to have no female friends though. Like that's what it is. Like
I feel like
absolutely not.
I feel like new female friends.
I'm everything.
Yes,
I'm everything for you.
I feel like
I'm everything for you. Like
I feel like if you secure no.
You can still be secure though, but it's still the fact that
car, bro. You might want
because
you
have to understand. I have a life outside of the relationship.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? I might meet a coworker. We work together. You know, we
do what? That's our part.
Work is over. It's over. So why?
No, I'm saying like if we're going to get lunch on our lunch break, if we have a mutual lunch break, we both work at the bank and we both go to lunch and we both like the same restaurant.
You're not gonna win this one, bro.
I just feel like I wouldn't have a problem with my woman having male friends because. We're grown, so I'm gonna give you that.
But I agree. I'm okay with that because there's only two genders in this world. I mean, you gotta like.
Not the two
Well, you have to have friends. Like it's only two. You can't you can't be surrounded by. I mean, because you learn from different people regardless.
Right.
But
I think it's very like I was in a relationship where a woman didn't want to have male friends, and it made it very hard to trust her because. You know, when you can't be yourself around
friends or a friend?
Friends, just friends in general. Like, you know, we used to work together, and it would be times where, like, I would walk up and the conversation would stop.
Oh, no.
Now, I know, too.
Okay, it ain't nothing weird. Like, I ain't gonna do nothing weird. That's weird.
That is, yeah.
So I would tell her, like, yo, that's a red flag. Like, they shouldn't feel the need. She's like, oh, it's a respect thing. It's like, that's not respect on a man level.
He knows that we're together, so we're good.
So whatever conversation you're having should be appropriate enough to continue while I come up.
Exactly.
My man walk up. That's okay.
I'm glad that you all see.
Hey,
right. Also, to piggyback off what you said, I feel like I'm in a profession where I'm going to meet women. You know what I'm saying? Because you're an actor,
right? So that makes sense.
Exactly. So I'm going to meet women. I meet a lot of women.
You're going to do a lot with women.
Exactly. So, and I'm going to actually, I'm going to also build connections with these women to, we have to network and
get
you know this.
Right. I understand.
And I feel like I want my woman to give me that space to have a female friend, like be secure and trust me.
Right.
Trust me that I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna trust you to be honest about your relationship with your male friend, and because like think about it, like if you tell your woman she can't have male friends, what you do? What kids do when you tell them they can't do something?
They do it.
They sneak and do it. You
Right,
know what I'm saying?
I honestly
It's stress free. Like
I have more
agree with you.
I have male friends,
Right.
but like, and I'm in a world where I go out and network. I meet people all the time.
Right.
Like, but as a woman, I'm not naive. And I do understand that most men don't want to be my friend. Like, that's my personal life experience.
Correct.
But I do have male friends. And my male friends know that whether I'm single or in a relationship,
This ain't happening.
It's not happening.
Right.
Like, we friends, and that's where it is. And we built respect on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, my struggle is finding men that are secure in their stance. Like, if I'm with you, you don't have to worry about who's trying to be with me because I'm going to be with you.
Right.
So it's like men talk this game like, oh yeah, why can't I have female friends? But the reality is they don't want you to have male friends.
because like
And
you just
that's
I think it's
like,
different. I think it's
double
also
standard.
on the profession though. You know, if you have a profession like you said, if you're actor, of course you have to build those connections because that's your livelihood.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if like you said, if you're working at a bank, like why are you going to lunch with your coworker? Like what are you doing?
Yeah,
Like,
that's kind of.
what are we doing
Yeah,
right now?
that's
nerd.
not-
What are you doing? Like
Yeah,
you want to work by yourself? You need to
Work is
FaceTime
over.
me?
You
Like
are
I
off
just
the
feel
clock.
like
I feel
it's
like
just
the
It's a
friendship's
time and
over.
place for everything.
Yeah.
yes, and I just feel like
Because what y'all doing? Y'all, what kind of
You're
conversation
putting
y'all
Exactly.
yourself
having?
in a sense of, and then to piggyback on what you said, I feel like if your male friends come on to you,
We're not gonna be friends no more.
okay, thank
Right.
you.
Like, that's how I
You
live
gotta
my
cut
life.
it.
Like it's a boundary. Like
Yeah.
I am very intentional with everybody in my life.
Have to
So
be.
like I have male friends. They're like my best friends. We've slept over at each other's house, on the couch, next to each other, never drunk, never tried nothing because I said, look, I value my relationships
Mm-hmm.
over anything. Like my friendships are more important than
what you
a
trying to do.
hookup.
Right.
Like so if we cross that line, I'm not never gonna talk to you again.
Because we
We
can't
don't
take it
look
back.
at like we can't take it back, and we crossed a boundary that I did not want to do, and I told you up front that that's what I didn't want to do. So then at that point, if you continue to push that button, you don't have no respect for me,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
I don't know.
like I don't know, like I just don't live a certain reality that most people do live.
Would y'all
So
be
like,
okay with your spouse flirting to get ahead?
why you got to do that?
Why you gotta do that?
I'm just asking. I'm
the
just asking.
Lord says good steps, man, are ordered.
Okay,
dog.
so my man, you act right.
I feel like
God opens up doors no man could.
I'm still battling that, to be honest, though,
Because if
because
you-
of the profession.
Yeah.
Like, I have a
Let me tell you
profession too. I'm a singer, so I may have to do.
But it's
certain
a difference
things,
between
too.
getting in character and you turning off that character. Of course, like you said, we're all trying to get ahead. So you can get in character, but at the end of the day,
Oh yeah, cut it
it's
off.
a certain line that it's like, okay, let's have one. What is this via text? Can we just text this or whatever? I don't care what y'all saying, but it's a no.
Keep
for
the
me.
boundary.
It's a
Yeah.
no for me.
Yeah, I think that is
like
where
it
your
depends on the
morals.
profession.
That's true too.
You can
What
be
your
so
morals
secure
say.
with yourself, but it's like, I mean,
Why you gotta demean yourself to
But
get
there's
ahead?
like-
That's how I think.
There's harmless flirting though, because
What's that?
what is that? Thank you. What is that?
Okay,
I mean,
I've dated a bartender.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Well, she has
Yeah.
to do it.
She,
Yes.
she would tell
She
me
had- okay.
that,
it's harmless.
she gets paid off of tips. Like, she
Right.
need those tips. And if you bringing that money to the house, like,
and she
I
had regulars.
trust you to be honest
She
about
had
it.
regulars.
Don't lie about it.
Yeah.
I trust you to be honest. She said, yeah, like, she was like, things she would wear to work. And I'm like, baby.
I do feel like at a certain point
So it's like,
You say what?
I'll be like, babe, like, what you...
though.
But I had to understand, like, this is her job. I had to understand this is how she get paid. So, and she, as
gonna have to
long
get
as she
another
would be
job.
honest about me.
You gotta get another job.
But I do feel like at a certain point there has to be a cutoff. Like I feel like once it becomes a spouse,
It's a slippery
Yeah.
slope.
I feel like you gotta,
But I knew
change
she
the way
was
you
a
move.
bartender.
Because if you
Yeah.
married and you
Because you playing with fire.
Yeah, like,
but if she's at work, like you said, she got to do what she got. But as long as work doesn't come to home, where it's like, okay,
Yeah.
why is your regulars texting you like, what you doing? Like that's it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
don't get my number. Like you're not gonna get my number. Like
but if you're at work, do what you got to
yeah.
do. Like you said,
This
you're
is a
bringing the bread
face-to-face
home.
conversation.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
nah.
I ain't have to deal with that, but I have been to the bar where she was on shift before, and like,
Oh, you was
you
like,
know,
what's
like
up?
guys be trying to holler, talk crazy, and dudes be drunk. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cap.
She entertaining it to get paid.
I
Get
think
a
if
tip.
I was dating a stripper, if I understood that she was a stripper, I would take $500 out the bank, right? Every night, I would go spend that same $500 at just spending it on her to make other people come, because that's what happens. And I've been in bars where it's men that hang out at the bar, and that's
come and see that regular,
right? He gonna be the regular, okay?
But I think that in a relationship, respect and boundaries. If you're building, man, you really have to trust that person. But I think it goes all the way back to the first question: are you happy within your own self?
Right?
Do you bring yourself happiness, or are you sitting at home wondering if this woman is doing all of these things instead of playing a video game to release your stress? Something like that.
Like that. Now y'all know this is down and dirty, so we gotta, ask a little spicy question. Have y'all ever experienced or been with someone that was bad in the bedroom?
Yes. And no.
Yes and no?
It just got too quiet. I just had to say something, but no.
Okay, tell me.
So it wasn't that they were terrible in bed. I had wanted to have sex with this person for a very long time, almost like a year. And I was just looking at them, but they were pregnant.
Oh.
That part. Oh.
So I waited, and I waited, and I waited.
Oh, wow.
Very persistent.
Baby was maybe like a year old after the fact. So I waited. And so I was very hyped up and condoms ready. We're in the mood. And it was terrible. The smell was
She wasn't
just...
with her child.
that was all I remember.
Waiting for what?
And that was all I knew. And I,
so that's terrible.
So you was like,
I faked it. I was like, okay, we're done. And she wanted to lay there for round 2, as if she didn't need to go take a shower instantly. And I'm like,
Did you tell her that?
I'm too sweet for that.
How would you tell a woman, hey, you stink?
take a shower for round. Let's.
Or you can say, why don't you go?
Why'd you say let's get in the shower?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get in the shower.
I faked the orgasm. So I
That's
was
terrible.
But she wanted round 2.
I can't be that nice because
the smell.
I feel like if I smells, I know you smell. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I'm like, yo, I know. I know I'm not the only one.
It's natural women anatomy, so they used to it. It's women anatomy, it's women used to it.
I mean, they know if any pH level is off, point anything.
You should know instantly.
Yeah,
you should smell that. Yeah, when you're peeing, you should smell that.
I feel like we've all, most people we've all had a bad sexual experience. I ain't even saying it was even the woman's fault. You know what I'm saying?
So it was your fault.
I mean,
Your head wasn't.
So what's going on? Yeah, what's going on?
You say it one more time?
Right?
I mean, it happened to the best of us. You know?
It does.
I done had it on both ends. It's her end. I done had it on both ends. I know I can't drink Tennessee honey no more. You know what I'm saying?
What happened?
Casamigos was up. 1-0. You know what I'm saying?
1-0. It only takes you one time.
So he wasn't doing what he needed.
I couldn't. My body was numb off the Casamigos. I went numb. My body, I couldn't walk.
You should have.
Maybe
It was something else.
No.
I know.
I mean, I'm an Aries, so I'm 3 rounds on a good.
On a good day.
So I feel like it just depends on his bad experience may be different from mine, but I feel like
But the smell that's a big.
I done dealt with that too though.
Yeah.
Ew.
I dealt with
So what you saying? Hey.
Yeah, how do you handle that?
I've been to the point where
you push through, you fight through it. To fight another day. Yeah.
It depends how you know what I'm saying.
But you never hit it again though.
Absolutely not. And she's still my friend to this day, and I'm like, yo, she has no idea that I think about her like this.
That's your friend, and you can't be honest with her.
I know.
Not like a friend,
But let her know,
I was in your life. I mean, so
not like that.
Okay, so how did you transition?
She watches my story on Instagram.
Y'all cool.
How did y'all transition?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all just.
I ain't gonna lie. I
You
have
just
to double
never-
back.
So
He said I gotta double back.
See, you know what I'm saying? I have double back. Because it may have been a bad
if I
night for her,
taste
you know what I'm
it
saying?
once and it's bad, I'm not tasting it again. I'm not trying it. I won't order it ever again.
Cause my thing is, why would you go that far? You know your pH is off.
Yeah, I thought to
Honestly,
myself.
Ladies, you smell that.
Yeah.
You smell that.
I thought to
Have
myself as she
self-control,
was
it's okay.
laying
You're
there,
right.
if you're
You know,
comfortable
sunshine.
with this, you're comfortable with a lot worse.
So
And I was just
hold on now. Like let's get down to the bottom of it. So she just had a baby.
no. This was a year
After
prior
the baby.
to, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
No, like I get it. I'm understanding, and
I was
I gave it
asking.
time. I was like,
Okay.
even time to try to work it out with baby daddy. Like, I'm not gonna break up a happy
So
home.
this was like a one night?
It was. She just hit me up out of nowhere and was like, "Hey, you remember you were chasing me all of this time?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Let's give it a try.
Yeah, and yeah, she came over and it was like, all right, come on, let's fucking get to it. And no,
It's a no for me.
It's a no for me. And so, ladies, I know guys, like, why do y'all expect sex on the first night? Like, y'all with it or y'all not, ladies? Like, what y'all thinking? It's
Don't
a no
ever
for me.
expect that from me.
Yeah, don't expect that.
Okay.
Because no matter the vibe, the energy, I'm still getting to know you.
so
A
you gotta
little dinner.
go to a theme park and not ride the roller coasters.
First of all, don't even talk to me about sex until we have sex. So, like,
Because it should flow too. Like,
But my thing is, if
like,
that's your
why?
first intentions and you pressing on it, like, you good? You got stuff?
I
Like,
talk about sex. I feel like it's a good icebreaker. Like, but it's depending on how you,
woohoo!
you know what I'm saying?
I want to be honest. I do want to be honest because with me, my family's from the islands. We're vulgar as heck. So sex talk doesn't bother me. Like, I don't get offended. Like, none of that. Like, we can have that conversation because I'll combat that shit. We can talk, you know, but don't expect it.
Right.
like if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
But it's like, if that's your
Right.
like, you taking me to a little dinner and it's like, ooh.
Trying to spend all this money on me because that's all you want. Like, that's your motive. Like, that's not going to
I mean,
happen.
personally, for me, like, if you start off on the date trying to get sex, I'm gonna think that you do that with everybody, and now you loose. And I can't be with nobody that's for the streets. Like,
Well, can I be a little
you
defensive?
get impressed.
Come on. Let's
Like, I just feel like let's take. I mean, it don't necessarily have to be a date. Okay, let's say I've been in situations where like I've invited a girl over, like first time meeting each other. Like she, we want to be in a more controlled environment, so we want to be at the house.
At
You
your
know
house.
what I'm saying?
Smart, because they want to talk.
You know what I'm saying? I want to talk. I want to get to know you. I want to talk. I don't want to be the
In the
first day. I don't
house.
want to eat food and get to know you. I'm too busy eating. I don't want to take you to a restaurant. Like that's me. But
You want to take it to your house.
I mean, that's you if you decide to come over though. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna ask you real like.
You know the vibe.
just
You know what's up?
Yeah.
And of course I'm I'm not right out the gate, but I'm I'm looking like you know that. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
you can look, but don't touch.
You know what I'm saying? Like it just depends. But yeah.
Well, I can say I was dating this guy a couple weeks ago, and our second date was at his spot.
Mm-hmm.
That's too early.
But he didn't try nothing.
Oh, okay,
That's
cool.
the thing. Like, it was just natural conversation. He respected it because I let him know up front. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do right now. I'm getting to know you. And he respected it.
I love
Like,
it.
all the way. Like,
I
all
mean,
the way.
Well, that's different.
Most
Like,
men
yeah.
will. I mean, I
I've
think
heard
that
that too though.
Oh,
What?
you fight past it.
No, I just
You okay?
Like, yeah.
I was drinking too. Mine might change. But.
I mean, self-control is powerful
how
because,
many
I mean, when
drinks
you...
does it take?
Blame it on the alcohol.
See, and that's the thing. Like, I know how I am off of drinking. So I make... when you learn yourself, you learn yourself. So you know your limit.
Exactly.
So you know what not to do.
You know when
Then
you're ready to have a nice night and you're ready to, can you take me home?
Right,
Let's just say, for instance, you do
That
get
part.
to a level with that guy. If it's on the first date, if you feel like if this guy presents a comfortable enough space for you to feel like I can get my freak on and not be judged, like what's so bad about that?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
wrong with that.
Are y'all more focused on that's all that they're expecting from you?
It's the intention. Like,
Yeah.
we're just vibing out and we have
it
a
just
great...
happens.
Let's just
right.
be clear though, 100% clear. No guy meets you wanting to be your friend. Every guy that talks to you has the intention of wanting to sleep with you.
Hey.
So we can't
Every
get
guy?
every single one of them.
Oh my
None of
goodness, I
them.
gotta check my friends.
I'll say it's 5%.
I'm gonna say
It's
there's
5%
a
that
small
will
percentage.
network with you, and that's networking.
Networking.
That's networking.
I'm not gonna say that they're not looking, but they don't have the intention of
Okay.
wanting to do
Right, there we
that.
go. Because it's an intention behind it. Like,
True.
what is this intention? Like, if you look at me and we have conversations about building and what you ultimately want,
Mhm.
and if things flow, cool.
Right.
But if your intention is just like, yeah, I'm just dating, I'm just going with the flow,
Trying to see what's out here.
don't talk to me.
And so that brings us to the
Like-
question of, are you guys dating with intentions? Because again, when we were younger, you just dating, have a good time. But now we all getting close to 30. We're 30 and up, we're looking to build something. So
I
are
think
you
it's
guys dating with
reversed
intentions?
now.
You think so? Okay.
I think back in the days, people used to date with the intention of getting married. I think now people are dating with the intention of just finding somebody that's compatible. So I think they don't really, 30s, 40s, women are becoming more comfortable being single as long as they find somebody eventually that respects them and gives them what they need.
But I think women are bossing up for sure.
Yeah.
Like
I
it's.
feel like
Don't get me wrong. Like I still want to get married.
Hello,
and, like
I still
have
want
my
to
family.
marry.
Yeah.
Yes, right. But I think that it becomes people want to be independent when they feel that the man isn't leading, the man isn't providing. So it's like, what does that leave me with? Am I just gonna be?
I feel
out
like
here?
a lot more women are in the workforce now too. Back then, it was like we keeping the family together for survival. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Women, like I said, they get in the bag too. So more women are in the workforce. So we really don't need a man to provide financially.
So does that intimidate men sometimes though?
I can be with a woman that makes more money than me. I can be with a woman that makes more than me.
I honestly, I guess it really just depends. I haven't met a lot of men that feel that way. I've met men, like I had a friend who felt some type of way that his girl didn't tell him how much she got back on a car accident settlement. Which was ridiculous because it's like
just dating, right? No, not marriage.
No, they had kids together. They weren't married, but he still felt some type of way. And I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, as long as she's taking care of you, dude,
you should be good, right?
Yeah.
It's our money.
Like, you still not wanting for nothing. Like, you ain't gotta know how much.
She should have told her.
That's like...
But no, I feel that way because I would like to know. Like, we have kids and stuff together.
Yeah, like,
but obviously their dynamic did not allow for that.
She was...
Because she wasn't
probably
comfortable.
on the outs. Like, they were on the... outs. They were
that's why.
Okay, well, that's why.
Yeah, say that.
Like,
because
you
know when women mad, they're like,
yeah, like, we have kids. Just know your kids are good. And I'm
the house is good.
Right.
And then we can talk about you later.
Why? Period.
The question is, why did he feel the need to know how much she got?
Well, I feel like in my situation, because I had a settlement, I told my spouse, I wanted her to be comfortable with knowing, like, you do have the freedom to go out and just get things. Like, you don't have to worry about calling me or texting me asking.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
But women look at it completely different than a man. A man feels the need, and it can be sometimes toxic, where they feel the need to be in control, even in control of the finances. So even if you are the breadwinner, he wants to be the person in control of the money. And that was that case. I mean, I haven't seen it a lot, so I can't speak for everybody. But in that situation, I think that he was just so used to being a breadwinner and the person that was in charge of the household that
he felt like, why didn't you tell me?
And that was the problem. She kept it away from him because he didn't.
So like, you can't be in control of something that you know nothing about. And that's that pride thing.
Way. Well,
but they not married.
I think it's different.
If I got $1 million tomorrow, I don't gotta. First of all, I don't gotta tell nobody I got $1 million.
If you got $1 million tomorrow,
I'm not gonna tell my own mother. So why would you think?
If I got $1 million tomorrow, I'm letting everybody that was with me.
I'm telling you the world.
If I got $1 million, I'm about to break up and it's like already a separation.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, yeah, if it's a separate, but I don't think you didn't say that they were.
I mean, they were.
That's what you were saying.
Basically, they were about to
I was gonna say, like, you could be on the house in a relationship, but it's like, if I got $1 million, you get paid. You get paid.
You get
Like, everybody get paid.
I'm not just about to be like, oh yeah, I got $500,000.
We are running out.
Here you go.
Right.
I'm giving you control of this money.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, it's my money. And I think that in relationships, you should have your money. I have my money, and then we have the house money.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not never putting all my eggs in one basket.
Yes.
I feel like it's the principle because the principle of having an open line of communication. Because just because you tell me you got some money, don't mean I'm obligated to it. You just being community, like
facts. But I think people do think that though. But I think that
people are weird. People kill for a lot less.
But it is good to have that open communication that this is what I have. I'm just letting you know, but like, don't be counting my money. Like, if I say I got $2,000, don't. Hey, we can go to dinner. Like, I ain't.
Yeah, I don't be trying to.
Especially if I'm paying the bills.
Yeah.
That's different. Like, it just depends on the dynamic.
Are you paying? You said paying all the bills, or
like what? Like just like a phone bill, or like what are you paying? Like,
if it's 50-50, no. If you paying all the bills, then yes, there is some transparency that should take place. If all your money is being used to take care of me and I come into some money, then absolutely I owe the comedy to tell you that I got some money. If I'm paying for my own stuff, I don't owe you nothing.
What part of like what type of relationship got married to?
If we're just dating,
if you're in a serious relationship,
if you're married, then I think that there should be open communication.
Absolutely.
Because if I was in a court case and I got some money, you would have been there from the start to the finish, and you would know. If we're dating and you're taking care of me, paying my bills, sending me on trips, whatever, and I came into some money, by all means, yes, I'm going to tell you. But if I'm supporting my life wholeheartedly, 100%. And all you're doing is taking me out on dates and
but what if we dating to marry though?
Right. If we're dating to marry,
we're dating with a future,
then we would have that conversation once we got to that point. Because at the end of the day, I could have an estate that I'm set to get at 40 or 35 or 30 that my partner don't need to know nothing about that. Because then you might try to get with me because I stay there to that. Like it's levels to what you need to know, and I think that it's based on situational things. But at the end of the day, if I'm taking care of myself wholeheartedly, then I don't owe you any access to my finances outside of what you need to know.
But I think that it is still communication though. So for, like you said, you have your own account, he has his own account, but let's have a joint account. So if you want to go on trips and things like that, then let's do that. But I do think that you should still, owe that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for all these different perspectives. Make sure you follow me at AybrielBTV.com, and we'll see you guys next week for Down and Dirty. Bye, guys. Bye.